Once again, if you know me, if you're following me, which I don't think many people are, if you understand where I'm at in my journey right now, you will know that I have a massive technology problem going on. I need like the latest iPhone Pro Max with all the cameras and all the storage, and I need lots of technology support and help. Currently, right now, going live is really the only way I can authentically share myself um, without some sort of crash or technology issue happening. But the Holy Spirit has possessed me, and I have to speak, I have to share. I am a speaker and minister and preacher by soul design, by God's design. And when inspiration comes, you don't want to suppress and hold that in. That can actually cause chronic illness and disease to suppress yourself. No matter what is coming through you, it doesn't matter. So, in this live, I want to continue talking about my hashtag All Saints, hashtag Church Meets World, hashtag No More Bans campaign. This is a hashtag campaign. This is a social media campaign that was co created between me and God. God and I partnered to create this hashtag campaign. It did not come from anyone else, any other person. It was a co created hashtag campaign between me and my creator. God is my boss. God is also my guru. So, if you think about churches, communities, and you think about wanting to capture and archive everyone's spiritual awakening, you couldn't possibly have bands. You couldn't possibly have time to keep up with bands. So, if I was a leader in the Church of Union right now, I would find the band list and just delete it. And what would happen then is that all of that energy that's going into banning and trying to keep up with people who are banned and trying to figure out what's going on, all that energy would have to go into collaboration, dialogue, creativity, and partnership. And that's what God wants. When someone is having a really important thing happen in their journey, whether it be falling in love for the last time, having a massive life purpose awakening, healing something really, really big in their consciousness, moving somewhere, anything. What the Church of Union should want to do is spotlight that person. They should be enjoying the spotlight when someone's having a massive breakthrough. It's like a flower blooming. When a flower is blooming, photographers and videographers tend to want to capture that exact moment when the flower's opening, because the flower is not going to close back up and reopen unless, don't get nitpicky with me here. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about there are some flowers that do that. Okay. Um, but Peter Leon 138. Hi. What I'm talking about is, if you look at photographers and videographers who like to capture moments in people's lives, whether it be at a birthday, a graduation, a wedding, some sort of celebration. And you look at photographers and videographers who like to capture nature, like sunsets and shooting stars and flowers blossoming. They understand the importance of capturing those very specific moments. Those moments can't be recreated. They cannot be recreated. And so, if you think about a community and you liken all of God's children to being like a flower, then when a flower is having a blossoming moment, all of the cameras should be focused on them. They should be enjoying the spotlight because you can't go back in time. Hi, everybody. You can't go back in time and recreate those moments. Most people kind of inherently, intuitively understand this. If I'm being jumpy, it's because I have autism and every little noise that happens really freaks me out. I'm not kidding. Very jumpy person. Um, Hello everyone. So what I'm saying is, like, families understand this. Like, when it's someone's 10th birthday, for example, that person's never gonna have a 10th birthday again in this lifetime. And um, so loving families capture that 10th birthday, take pictures, make it really memorable so you can look back and see those pictures and have those memories. Because that child isn't going to have another 10th birthday in this lifetime. That's a once in a lifetime experience. And that can be said for everything everyone goes through. Now, if you understand and you know the teachings of union, then you'll know that we are all eternal beings who reincarnate life after life. But I caution you to not really focus on being eternal. Someone just asked me, "Are you getting married? I want to marry you." I am already married. I've been married to Dan Thalen since October 17th, 2024. Um, so, um, what was I saying? Now I lost my train of thought. Um, so while it's important to understand that you're eternal, I think you also want to put that on the back burner. And I would like personally for us to bring back YOLO. You only live once. And the reason I promote YOLO over embracing that you're eternal, well, you can do both. Embrace your eternal and embrace YOLO. The reason is that if you only focus on being eternal, you're gonna let a lot, you could potentially let a lot of really important things just kind of pass by. You're not gonna seize the day like you need to, like you should. Um, and so yeah, like that feeling of like, oh my gosh, there's such a beautiful sunset. Let's go down to the lake and take pictures. Let's go to the ocean shore and take pictures. This sunset is so cool. Or like Dan and I, when the total solar eclipse was happening in April 2024, we just drove to Indianapolis Motor Speedway and we just went. It was a once in a lifetime experience. I will never regret it. I will always remember it. And that's how everyone needs to live. That's how everyone needs to live. I want to bring back YOLO. You only live once. When you talk about the spiritual awakening, you talk about enlightenment. When you're in your enlightened state, that's how you're going to live. Every second counts. It's like the movie Titanic. Make it count. Meet me at the clock. That's what Jack Dawson writes on the little note to Rose. Make it count. Meet me at the clock. That's one of the reasons people love the movie Titanic, is because Jack freed Rose to live a life of spontaneity and YOLO, essentially. Love that fucking movie. Um, so if you talk about a community that's trying to capture or should want to capture everyone's important moments and spiritual awakenings, um, there's really no time to fuck around with bands. It's a massive energy leak, it's a massive waste of time. And you never know what someone is going through or what they actually need or what God has planned for them. And so, um, you live in Canada. Canada's so cool. I have a I have a friend who just moved to Toronto, and I'm super happy for him. He's loving it. He's like awakening in Toronto, and I can't wait to anyway, I want to meet up with him. So, what I'm saying is that if someone is like beautiful eyebrows, you guys are so sweet and loving. Thank you. Um what I'm saying is that when if someone's like I said, if someone's falling in love for the last time, if someone's having a massive life purpose awakening, they're in the fields, they're having explosive awarenesses and emotions, you need to turn the cameras on them. It's their turn. Don't be like Kanye West um at the 2009 VMAs. You know, Taylor Swift won the award. She walks up on stage and Kanye just steals the moment. And what we learn from that, well, there's a lot to learn from that. But one of the things you learn from that is that Taylor Swift, like, that, like, really took a lot out of her. Um, it was really hard. Like, she needed a lot of support in kind of regaining where she was at before that happened. And so don't be a Kanye West in someone else's life unless you're there to actually support them and kind of push them and propel them forward in some way. Do you know what I'm saying? Um so recently, I was driving in my car. This was a few months ago. I was driving in my car and I was thinking about how the Church of Union was telling me, kind of gaslighting me and kind of controlling me and kind of telling me who I am and what's going on with me. I was thinking about how they were telling me I need baby steps and I'm not ready. And then the song In Bloom by Nirvana blasted on the radio through my car. And it was God saying, no, honey, you are in bloom. You are blooming. Absolutely, you are blooming. And so it's really important to listen to God and not other people if other people are wrong. Um, I've been trying to like bloom and blossom since 2023, August 2023. That's when God sent lots of energy through my chakras, and I was supposed to have this massive awakening, fully supported by the Church of Union. Um, but they're controlling, and we can't have that. When a flower is blooming, it's between them and God. It's not up to you or anyone else. And so, what we want to do as a church is do everything we can to capture flowers blooming, aka people becoming enlightened and having awarenesses. We want to capture those moments. We want to capture the opening, and it's a really sensitive thing. And you can't recreate it. You really can't go back and recreate it. Like if a flower just blooms and you missed it, you're not going to close up the petals and be like, "Okay, do it again so we can film it." You can't go back and recreate it. You can't go back and recreate those emotional moments, those really sacred awarenesses, those feelings. That time is over and you can't get it back. That's why I promote YOLO. YOLO. That's why I promote no more bans. Now, since there's so many people on the planet awakening, we have a lot of flowers blooming simultaneously. That means we need a lot of cameras. We need a lot of videos, we need a lot of pictures. If a lot of different things are happening in a community at the same time, then we need focus groups to capture like you can't go single file is what I'm saying. You can't go single file. You can't be like, "Okay, everyone wait in line, and then when you reach this point, it's your turn to blossom." That's not how nature works. In nature, flowers are just blossoming when they please. Nature does what it wants. Nature is God. God is nature. And so you can't control when someone blossoms. And so if someone is saying, "I'm ready," listen, they know better than you. If someone says, "I want to do music," say, "Great." Someone says, "I want to do a sermon," say, "Great." If someone says, "I want to coach," say, "Great." If someone says, "I want to host a workshop or live event," say, "Great." Love that for you. You can't control other people. And so it's one thing, it's one thing to read the Bible. We all should. Thank you. These earrings are new. Um, these earrings are brand new. Dan got me this earring set with trees and a necklace from Door County, Wisconsin on our recent Memorial Day trip. It's very special. Um, so um I forgot what I was saying. This is I forgot what I was saying now. Um it's one thing to read the Bible or watch like the TV show Chosen or, think about legends in history and great masters who have walked the earth. That's all fine and dandy, but the real awesome thing, the most awesome thing that's happening on the planet right now is your personal spiritual awakening. Nothing is more important than that. No one is more important than you. And so, what we want to do is we want to encourage everyone to share. If someone wants to take a quiet period and they don't really feel like sharing, um, that's fine. But I think a lot of us are just kind of shy and nervous. But you have to understand something that Jesus walked this earth a really long time ago. And Jesus's apostles, like that's all history. And while I think it's so important to study history and learn from history, nothing's more important than what's going on in your life right now. That's what we want to be documenting. Now, I want everyone to be very careful. I don't want to offend people. I have watched the TV show Chosen years ago. I watched it years ago. I love the Bible. I love reading. I love studying history. Don't get offended. However, the most important thing that's happening in all of history, in all of creation, is happening right fucking now. It's happening right now. It's your story, your feelings, your awarenesses, your insights, your awakening. The things that are going on in your life right now are way more important than what's going on in history. Now is the most important time. You can't go back. You can learn from the past, but we need to do a better job at capturing what's going on right now. Right now is the most important thing. And so, yeah, like I said, when someone's blooming and blossoming, encourage them to share, support them in sharing. It's probably extremely vulnerable for them. Um, and like, let's talk about lotus flowers. There's that quote, no mud, no lotus. But if a lotus has risen to the top and starts opening, you don't pour more mud on top of it and tell it that it's not ready and shove it back down in the mud and say no mud, no lotus. You're abusing the lotus flower. The lotus is going to tell you what it wants, and you listen. Plants, nature, they tell you what they need, and you listen, and you can either support them or abuse them. And so, um, when you are watching a TV show with characters that you love, or you're reading a book with characters that you love, a good author shows all of the characters' development. All of the characters should have personal development storylines. And that's one of the reasons people love reading books, watching TV shows, watching movies, is because you get to see a character change and grow, have new insights, and have like an experience, a healing, a learning, something's going on with the character. There's nothing more powerful than stories. And so, what the Church of Union should aim to do is capture everyone's spiritual awakening, everyone's insights as they happen. Like, if I were running the Church of Union and I had access to like the money that the church was making, I would make sure that people who are having new awarenesses had like the latest phones, the latest laptops, cameras, and I would encourage them to document everything because this is the history of the church. What every person is going through is the continued story of this teaching. We are the church is us. Like if I had endless money and I was in the Church of Union as a leader, I would be like making sure that people who are leaders, well, not everyone's a leader. I would be making sure that everyone who was coming into new awarenesses and having breakthroughs, I would like send them new phones. I would send them cameras. I would send them like the latest technology and be like, please document everything and share it. This is so powerful. You cannot go back in time and recreate an emotional moment. That's why I'm so proud. I'm so proud of Justin Bieber, Haley Bieber, and Billie Eilish. I knew it was coming. I was helping them spiritually. I've been helping those three spiritually for a very long time. I'm not gonna stop because I love them. I am so proud of what they did at Coachella this year. I knew it was coming. I wish I could have been at Coachella. If I was a billionaire, I would have booked tickets to Coachella this year, hands down, because God told me, like last fall, God was like, Coachella, 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 Coachella. Like, you know, when when you spend all of your time attuning to God and not another person, God's just gonna tell you everything you need to know, whether it be through other people, the environment, through a TV show, whatever. Um, but they they accomplished that through direct personal relationship with God and through loving each other. I am so proud of Coachella 2026. I could not be more proud. That is the power of community. That is the power of the music industry. When you have industries that focus on relationship, creating the best, most emotional, most loving experiences, you get things like Coachella. When you focus, like when people are focused on creativity, collaboration, and love, that's how Coachella 2026, that's how stuff like that happens. So, um, we cannot have any more bands anymore. It's an energy leak. What I would do if I was a leader in the church, like I said, I would just delete the band list. I would reach out to everyone that's banned and kind of communicate with them, have a video call with them, kind of see what's going on with them. And if someone said, yeah, I want to be in the church, or I never wanted to leave, or this is why I left, or this is what happened, I'd be like, okay, cool. Let's figure out how to, like, just come back. In 2023, um, the summer of 2023 and kind of the fall of 2023, one of the songs that God played for me the most was the song With Arms Wide Open by Creed. And it was God saying, this is how I want the church to be, with arms wide open. Um, Now I don't want people to be like, but you need boundaries. But what if someone's hurting you? What if someone's being abused? Come on. I think we're all like pretty, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, what I'm saying is there's always like, there's always like, God wants this teaching in church to grow. And you don't want to make God like try to force himself through tiny little openings in consciousness when so many of us are so um ready and wanting to share. We just need encouragement and support. Maybe to heal some trauma, maybe like whatever it is. You can't go back in time and recapture those moments. They are forever gone. It's just like the total solar eclipse. Sure. Are there going to be other eclipses in my lifetime? Yeah, but not like that. It's really important to create your bucket list for this lifetime and make sure you cross everything off of it. That's all we all should be doing is making our dreams come true and helping other people make their dreams come true. Um, Isolation and not being able to share actually compounds trauma and makes everything worse. Um, this is one of the reasons I love celebrity culture is because um celebrities just share everything because celebrities are celebrities. They're constantly doing interviews and podcasts and sharing themselves. And so you get to see like a celebrity's entire personal development. It's all captured in interviews and everything. Like everything's being documented. And that's what should be happening now. That's what should be happening now. We are the chosen. This is real life happening right now. Like people, one of my friends, Adam Herzig, when I was talking to him recently, he's like, "We are the people they write legends about. We are the people they write stories about." And that's what I'm trying to communicate to everyone is like what's happening right now is the most important thing that's ever happened. So we need to be documenting, we need to be partnering, we need to be talking, we need to be collaborating. Nothing's more important than what's happening right now. Yes, I've watched the TV show Chosen years back. Yes, I enjoy watching TFAS and LPC classes, but that's all past. When I put on a live TFAS or LPC class, that's the past. That already happened. I'm way more concerned with what's going on right now in people's lives. We need to stay current. We need to stay present. Like, is it important to read the Bible? Yes. Is it important to study the teachings of union? Of course. But if something really important is happening in your life, you should be focused on that and capturing that, not just rewatching things that already happened years ago. You have to do both, is what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, isolation and not sharing, it traps people. It traps people because the more you can share your story from where you are now, the more free you feel, the more other people can connect with you, the more that the story and the teaching is really being shared. Um, it's depressing. It's depressing to just watch things that happened in history like over and over again when your real life is supposed to be happening right now. And like I said, you can do both. You can study history, you can study, and you should. We all should study, but what's going on right now is way more important. I know I'm getting repetitive. I'm getting kind of repetitive, but this is really important. What matters the most is what's happening right now. This matters the most. Like the amount of awarenesses and emotions and vulnerable feelings and experiences and awarenesses and breakthroughs and things that I've wanted to share for years, it's just all gone. When a lotus flower rises and blooms, don't pour more mud onto it, shove it back down in the swamp, and tell it it's not ready to bloom. Fuck you. You don't decide that for people. You let other people tell you when they are ready. You have to really attune yourself to God through other people to hear and see those cues that they're ready. Or you can just encourage them to say, "Yep, I'm ready." Like if you walk around closing flowers that are opening, you're abusing nature. And the same thing is with human beings. If someone's awakening and you're telling them they're not ready, if someone's ready and you're telling them no, I think you're abusing. This is spiritual abuse. If someone's ready to live their life purpose and you're not letting them, that's life purpose abuse. If someone needs to be around soul family and friends and you're keeping them cut off from them and encouraging people not to talk to them, that's social abuse. So, I also want to make a note that in regard to there not being an unenlightened twin, in regard to there not being a unawakened unenlightened twin, that means that if you're banning one twin flame, you're scapegoating them. Okay. A memory just popped up in my phone. It's a picture I took in 2023 and it was, oh, what did it just say? It said like big blockbuster, your shining moment or something like that. This happens to me all the time. God will show me pictures and stuff from 2023 and it will say like enjoy the spotlight. Look at these memories. And it's because that was supposed to be my rebirth time. 2023 was God's will. And if you don't believe me, I can tell you. I can literally tell you and explain to you why um I can literally explain to you why I know that to be true. I know that to be true. That was supposed to be my rebirth time. But as the years go by and I look back, I realize I never really needed to be banned. That never really needed to happen. So, no one, in my opinion, I highly doubt anyone wants to babysit the banned and blocked list and like be constantly responsible for reaching out to people who have been banned and seeing what's going on with them and seeing no one wants that. That is a nightmare. Everyone would rather focus on their own life and journey, focus on creativity and collaboration and purpose. Like no one wants that job, I don't think, because that would be a full-time job, checking in with people who are banned and seeing what's going on with them. That would be someone's full-time job. They would have to be paid to do that. Or out of the kindness of their heart, volunteer to do that. But that would take an immense amount of time and energy. I'm guessing no one wants to do that. So it's not okay with me that so much of my story and journey and awarenesses has been left out. If you look at how the church has been treating me, like I wrote a beautiful blog post with music in it. Um, for TFU, and I've looked on their blog and it's gone. Someone must have deleted it or it's hidden. I recorded a song for Church of Union Music Department when I was in boot camp. I did all the guitar parts, all the vocals, and they just got rid of it and had someone else do it. I tried to be a coach and they just stripped me of my coaching twice. I want to do sermons, they won't let me. I want to do workshops, they won't let me. I want to collaborate and grow the church, they won't let me. They're like, you need baby steps, you're not ready. Get a hobby, take up knitting, find something else to do with your time besides pushing people away and telling them what's going on with them. You don't fucking know unless you really talk to them and get to know them. Um, Leaders of an organization should not spend their time pushing people away and telling them they're not ready when they are. And really bad leaders will shut down instead of welcome new blood and new ideas. So, hashtag all saints, hashtag church meets world, hashtag no more bans. Got a lot of wasted time, a lot of missed opportunity. It's absolutely devastating. And this isn't okay because the most important thing is what's going on right now. We can learn from history and we should. We can study and we should. But there's nothing more important than what's going on in everyone's journey in life right now. So I could talk forever. Um, but I need to get going. But I really hope the Church of Union aligns with God, um, and stops punishing and whipping people and creating hoops to jump through. They claim to love Jesus so much, and yet they're kind of acting like Pharisees right now. All these rules and hoops and lack of compassion and so much punishment. Pretty hypocritical. So, uh, if God's flowing through somebody, support them, encourage them. And if leaders get together, they really shouldn't be playing with marshmallows and chatting about good versus evil. When leaders get together, they should be healing and actually doing things that further and strengthen the church and its goals. Like like yeah, it's important for leaders to have fun and have retreats and travel and be together, but it should always God's will should always be the focus. And you don't want to be chatting about the final battle between good and evil. You want to be understanding it's happening right now, and every second that is wasted, like we could, if everyone stopped being assholes, we could ascend the whole planet in this lifetime. If we were smart, if we worked together, So, no more bans. Everyone needs to talk, heal, and partner. It's really easy over the internet to project onto other people, but if you got everyone together in a room or even on a video call, it would probably be pretty obvious who's holding the God. It's really easy to shove someone in a corner and be like, "Oh, you're wrong. You're not ready. You don't know shit. You have no clue what you're talking about." The last thing I want to mention is that on the trip to Door County with Dan in the hotel room, I found Harry Potter on TV. It was the fifth movie. And one of the scenes that I watched, I didn't watch it for very long because I didn't want to watch too much television on the trip. But one of the scenes that were on, I think I watched it for about 10 minutes. One of the scenes that were on, and it was God speaking, was when Harry was talking to Luna. And Luna basically said that if she were you know who, meaning Voldemort, she would want Harry to feel as isolated and alone as possible. Because when it's just you, you're not as much of a threat. And so that was God speaking and saying that isolation is what ego does, it's what Satan does. Um, God doesn't isolate you unless it's for a very specific purpose, for a very specific length of time. God isolates people only for a very specific purpose, for a very specific length of time. But like extended isolation is not healthy, it's not normal. We heal as a community. It takes a village for all, not some. Ram's Teamer 2156 says, I am sad that you did not accept my marriage. I am already married. Um, but yeah. So we all need to accept each other as we are now and include everyone as they are now because we are all growing, learning, and healing. And you don't know what God has in store for you. You don't know what God has in store for anybody. And so, and I personally, I would love to look back and see myself in Sunday sermons and get to look back on my like I'm not in any pictures in Sedona. I didn't get to go to Sedona. Like I didn't get to go to Daniel and Christina's wedding. This is terrible. This is super punishing. This is super cruel. This is inhumane. Kind of like factory farming. Um, I am a highly sensitive person. I am a highly sensitive person. It's part of why I'm suicidal all the time because I can't handle insensitivity. It's too much for me. God wants a more compassionate Church of Union where we realize that we are all better together. We're all in this together. It's like High School Musical. God didn't create just you, He created you with a twin flame, with soul family, with friends. And so, and you also have to be really careful because a lot of times the people you want to isolate and push out are actually bringing the most God up. Excuse me. They're bringing up something really big for the community. because they're ahead of their time. And what you want to do is not make someone the problem when something really big is coming up, because they're not the problem. So no more scapegoating, no more any of this. All Saints, Church Meets World, no more bands. My journey should not have been this traumatizing. We all need each other. Okay. Like I said, I could keep talking forever. I I'm a communicator by design. I'm a life path number 3, which means singing, writing, acting, sermons, social media content. This is all my wheelhouse. So if you're watching this, please attune yourself to God. That's it. Do what he says. Don't do what other people say unless God's actually talking through them.